You're gonna find that a lot of these books are just very anxious books. Like, it's almost like I'm very stressed all the time, as I'm sure I've mentioned that in my last video. So I've been picking up a lot of books, you know, about stress and whatnot. And this is one of the first ones that I picked up. And it is not How to Be Calm. It's I Want to Be Calm, How to Distress by Harriet Griffey kind of. And it's not really, I wouldn't really consider this kind of like a book, more as like, it almost is just like kind of like a kid's book. Like, it's so small and it comes with a lot of visuals. So if you don't like to read a lot, this is your best friend. You want to just look at pictures, you know, show your 3-year-old. I don't know what you want to do. First off, you're gonna finish this book in probably an hour. It's just that easy to read, but it just kind of covers the basics of learning to just chill the fuck out. Like, literally stop stressing so much. What are you freaking out about? There's no reason for you to freak out. And it's like built in sections. Like, for example, I don't know, talks about like brain activity, teaches you how to breathe. Like, we all don't know how to breathe or something. But really though, breathing, there's some shit to that. But it just talks about, you know, meditating and how to keep your space clear and all of that, which kind of brings me to my next book that I got, which is Do Less, and it's a minimalist guide, and it is by Rachel Jonay, and it just kind of looks like this. As you can tell, if you want to be calm, the color is obviously blue or something. That actually really is true, I'm not even gonna lie. This book is an easy guide to minimalism, not necessarily like full-blown like, dude, why do you only have one cup and one plate at your house, like seriously, and like one dress. Like, it's not that extreme of minimalism, but it just kind of gets you on the track of not needing so much shit and getting in. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I read this, like chapter by chapter, I had sections. I read this book pretty fast, and in that week that I read it, the only reason why it took me so long is because every section it would like talk about how to, like, I don't know, cleaning about the closet or the bedroom or the bathroom, etc. And every time I read that section, I would actually go after and like dedicate that day or that afternoon, morning, whatever, to clearing that out. And I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a pretty fucking messy person. I'm probably the messiest clean freak that you will meet, meaning that I'm fucking messy just right off the bat. I don't know what is wrong with me, but I have everything organized and I know where everything is. Like, I don't have like drawers and just like a junk drawer, as people call it, where there's just like random stuff. Like, I have a place for everything. I'm just really bad at putting them back, but so we just like, I'll throw it on the ground or something. I don't know, it's weird. I'm terrible. But as I decluttered and like used this simplified guide, it kind of just helped me to, it's almost like I put stuff back right away. I know that sounds kind of dumb and just probably doesn't even make sense, but just something about having less shit that I don't feel so anxious all the time. And I feel like that's a lot of where my anxiety comes from. I don't have like full-blown anxiety, but I just like, I guess you could call it OCD, semi-OCD. I don't know. If something is messy, if something's not in the right place, I can't function. I can't do anything. Like, everything has to go perfectly planned. Like, the way I, like, I don't know, the way my soap lies in the bathtub or the way my bed's made. Like, it has to be done a certain way or I can't go about my day. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it gets just, like, thrown off track. So this is book, again, I'm just gonna repeat the same shit, has really helped me get everything kind of cluttered, but kind of like a first guide. Like, I know that I'm about to do way more. Like, I'm about to go a whole nother level of minimalism, which is gonna take me to this. So it's both by the same author. This is by Mary Kondo, and it is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up and Spark Joy. So they both come like this. They're both pretty small. Spark Joy is a little bit bigger, and The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up is kind of like a little bit smaller. I just like, I've always thought like, I don't know, I don't really want to go extremely minimalism. Like, I've like heard a lot about these books, like the way that she talks about like even folding your clothes, which to me is kind of just too extreme. Like, I want to fold my clothes how I want to fold them, you know, but I finally was just like, you know what, fuck it. After I read like the Guide to Minimalism book, I wanted a more in-depth version of just decluttering. The do less is very descriptive, but it doesn't go so in depth on like how I want everything to be, because I'm just a perfectionist. So I finally decided to pick it up. I'm not gonna lie, I just started reading it, so I can't really give like an honest review. I'm already so obsessed with this book, and I'm not even like anywhere near like finished with chapter freaking 2, but I've been writing a lot of effing notes. I'm not gonna lie, I've been annotating this book, I've been getting hints down. I do that shit. I keep a separate journal from where I jot down all my notes. I write in the book. I don't know, I'm just like really trying to get it down. I'm trying to learn. This is like school for me. And then Spark Joy is pretty much, I'm pretty sure, just like a spin-off off that book, or the Tidying Up is the spin-off of Spark Joy. But I'm pretty sure that Spark Joy goes more in depth about specific items and how to get rid of them, versus like the Life Magic of Tidying Up just teaches everything. Don't really quote me on that. I don't really know. I didn't read the back or anything. That's just what I'm guessing, because on the front of the Tidying Up it says the Japanese art of decluttering and organizing, and then Spark Joy is just talking about an illustrated masterclass on the art of organizing and tidying up. So I don't know, maybe the KonMari method is just her method, the Japanese method or whatever of tidying up, and then Spark Joy is something else. I might get back to you on that, I don't know, in like a favorites video, or maybe when I talk about organizing and how I like to keep myself organized. But I just really, those books just bring me so much joy. It's just something about learning about how to organize that brings happiness to me. It's really weird, but I'm always looking for new home decor ideas, you know, stuff like that, how to clean, how to organize. I don't know, it's like I get such a good amount of pleasure out of it. You Are a Badass. This book by Jen Sincero, hopefully I pronounced her last name right. Again, I'm sorry that I'm just butchering all these names. This book is not news to probably any of you. It's kind of blowing up. I feel like the past couple months it's just for some reason just sparked up out of nowhere, and I took the time to read this book. I tried to really enjoy it, as I do with all my books, and this is just your average self-help book. Why would I even say that? It's not your average self-help book. It's more realistic, and I think I'm gonna call her by her first name, Jen. Yes, Jen. Just does such a good job just being so real. Like, I don't know, I just like, it's almost like she's talking to me. Like, there's a lot of curse words throughout the book, a lot of like, dude, don't be a dumbass, and just stuff like that. I mean, the name itself, You Are a Badass. She doesn't make you feel like it's one way or the other. Like, she's very realistic in the sense that there's just so many books out there that will say like, you want to be happy, you need to do this, you need to do this in your life, and you need to talk to people like this, and this is how you're gonna be happy, there's no other way. Like, I'm gonna bring you happiness by reading this book, you know, just kind of like a marketing technique in a way. Like, you're not gonna be happy unless you read this book, or once you read this book you're gonna be fucking happy, like this is it, like this is your key, which doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't know, it's just like it has a different approach to self-help. Called Nice is just a place in France, and it's by The Betches. This is not like a specific author. I think this is the only book they have. I think they got famous off like a blog. They talk about it in the book, but it's honestly been a year. I think I read this last year, so I barely like remember like the really small details. But this book is just on a whole other level of what the fuck. Pretty much, if you want to feel like Nicki Minaj, or, you know, you're going through like, I don't know, just a fucking terrible day, or you're sad, or kind of you want to, you know, channel your inner Beyonce, this is the fucking book for you. So it just like looks like this, and it just pretty much, it says it right here, how to win at basically everything. It just teaches you how to be a badass bitch. And it's kind of very, this book is kind of very arrogant and kind of fucked up, as I said, but it has some very good points in here of like how to not care about certain stuff. I mean, there are some things in this book that's just like, what the like, what? No one would do that. That is so messed up. But I just like the concept of channeling your inner badass, and there's actually a lot of good and helpful tips in here This next book, I wouldn't even really call it a book, it's more of a guide. It's 52 small things to change the mind, or for the mind. You know, I fucked that up. It's 52 Small Changes for the Mind by Brett Blumenthal. Again, probably messed up the name, but it just looks like this. And it's more of a guide, so it's not like a sit-down read where you sit down and you read this whole thing at once, or, you know, I mean, you could, but the book would kind of be pointless. And pretty much what you do is it takes 52 weeks, so a year. Every week you would read a chapter. It's not necessarily a chapter, of more of like this, well, yeah, a chapter. So like, for example, chapter 1, it says for week 1 focus on journaling, and then make that a habit of journaling every day. And it gives you all these reasons of why it's good to journal, the benefits and all that. And then in the back it'll like have like a checklist of like, you've done it. And it doesn't mean that you journal 1 week and you stop. Like, you do it continuously. So it's just like 52 small little things that you can change and incorporate into your life. And you don't have to go in order like chapter 1, chapter 2, blah blah. You can skip if you've already done something. Like, if you already do something every day in here, you could obviously skip that and move on. And to be completely honest, who really, unless you're extremely determined, is gonna sit here and do week 1? I'm gonna do week 1 and then do it, and then week 2, and just like, I don't know, I'm the type of person where I can't wait. I can't sit there and wait and be like, oh, like I just feel like I need to read the whole thing. And knowing myself, I'm probably eventually gonna do it, but right now I'm really trying to stick up just like, you know, week 1, week 2, focus on this, then incorporate that same thing next week, but just keep making sure that you're doing it. And so that's just pretty much like all it is. This book is definitely a self-help book, like more like self-help guide, because again, like I was talking about earlier, this book will promise you happiness and greater health by the end that you're done reading this book. Obviously, it's probably not gonna happen just by fucking reading a book. That's why I like that this is like a guide. Like, it actually gives you things that you need to focus on. And if you're gonna be one of those people, which I probably will be, that's just gonna read the whole thing really quick, or you're gonna like do this one thing for 2 days and already move on to the second week, like, those things aren't really going to become habits. You need to do it, you need to focus on that one little thing first and then move on to the next. Like, that's the whole point of this book, is you need to focus on one thing. Just don't do them all at once, because we get overwhelmed and we want to do it all, and then we're like, oh fuck, I give up, and then, you know, fuck it, redo, I give up, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And so I'm just trying to behave and really do that. So, you know, Girl Boss by Sophia Amoruso. Now, this book is, I just fucking love her. It's her biography, and if you guys don't know who Sophia Amoruso is, she's the founder, CEO of Nasty Gal, which is like one of the most amazing freaking clothing companies. And that book just pretty much talks about her life, but it also talks about how to be a businesswoman, like an entrepreneur, like how to be a go-getter, how to get what you want. And I'm not gonna lie, I read this book like last year, but it's one of the many reasons why I started a YouTube channel and why I've made so many like different personal changes in my life. And I actually want to go out and like buy the physical copy, because I just loved that book so much, and I just literally look up to Sophia Amoruso so much. And she's actually coming out with the second book, Nasty Galaxy, in October, birthday month. Yes, you know, she already knows that was my birthday gift. I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, there's only so much I could talk about books. I don't want to like overfill this with information. Also, I'm sorry that half of my information just didn't even make any sense. I'm just terrible at describing things. I've said this so many times, but hopefully I, you know, gave you guys some new book recommendations. If you guys have any, I would love to know them. I'm obsessed with reading. I don't know what it is. It's just great. It's like TV, but for the mind. What the fuck? That didn't make sense. TV, mind. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyways, please like and subscribe and all that. It really helps me out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.